So if you haven't seen my videos, I'm a buyer's agent with Keller Williams Belize. And because I help people moving to Belize and tell them often to rent first, that's why I do these rental videos. The other thing I often do is tours for people thinking of moving to Belize. And on my tours, we see both Ambergris Caye, where San Pedro Town is located, as well as Placencia and Hopkins. And the next one's going to be planned for early December 2025. Now, one other thing I want to mention is the rental rules in Belize. A lot of people don't tell you this, but if you're on a tourist visa, which is 30 days when you come in, you do need to rent in a BTB approved property. Now, I'm not going to talk about that for each of the properties, but reach out and we'll make sure we find you the right place. But if you're a resident of Belize, you're on a qualified retirement plan, or you have a work permit, then obviously you can rent any of these properties. Okay, so that's one thing to note. And right now I'm going to go through the Ambergris Caye properties because there's a lot of them during slow season compared to normal. And I'll do a separate video later for Placencia. Now, I tell people before they buy, they should come rent. And Miramar is a perfect place to do that because you could rent for 1 month, especially now during slow season, at an affordable rate. They will lock off one of the bedrooms so that you can have a 1-bedroom condo unit for $12.50 US. And of course, you have to pay the BTB hotel tax and utilities. But this property is beautiful on the beach, located south with a beautiful pool. There's many different units that are available at different time frames, and they rent between $1,700 and $2,300 a month, but you can also rent these nightly. So if you're looking for a shorter term stay, definitely reach out and we can tell you the availabilities. The first property I want to talk about is the one I have in Mahogany Bay because so many people are thinking it might be a great place to buy a property. So this one you can rent 2 separate homes together for $2,400 US plus utilities. Of course, Mahogany Bay is a gated community with tons of amenities, including a pool club. But this property has its own pool and a boat slip too. So it's on Street 4, just past the Hilton units. Now, if you want to rent separately, the smaller home that has the little picture on the left rents for $1,000 US, and the larger one that's on the right is for $1,600 US. So I've had many people rent them together so they have a guest home or an office, or you can rent them separately. And of course, the best thing is if you have a dog like Leo here, you could bring him to the property. Next, we have Residences of Barrier Reef. So this one's located north, and it's about 4 to 4.5 miles north of town, and it's $1,750 US plus utilities. So it is a 2-bedroom with a Jack and Jill bathroom, and it's located on the ground floor. No licking, Leo, no licking. And it's available immediately on a 1-year lease. One thing I really love about Residences of Barrier Reef is that when you go to the pool, it feels like you're at a resort. So if you're looking for that kind of vibe on the ground floor where you can have a dog, this is the perfect location. Now we have a condo building that has 2 units available in it, and it's about a block and a half from the ocean and a mile from town. So if you're familiar with San Pedro, it is actually just past the South gas station. So the 1-bedroom, 1-bath unit rents for $1,500 US, and it's on the 2nd floor. There's also a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit on the 3rd floor, which rents for $2,000 US plus utilities. This property is Ambergris Lake Villas, and I rented a condo in here for a year, and I love the location. It's located south, right across from the Alaya Resort. So the beach is really close by, and there's a nice pool on site here. So this one is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on the ground floor, and it rents for $1,500 US plus utilities, and it will be available for rent either on September 15th or October 1st, and it does require a 1-year lease. Casa Hibiscus is a house located 7.5 miles north. So if you want something secluded, this might be suitable for you. It's just past the Extanha Resort. And it is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath that rents for $1,300 US plus utilities. It's right across from the beach, and it was built in 2025. So if you want to be closer to the turnoff for Secret Beach as well, that's one of the advantages of this location. Let's talk about Grand Bayman Gardens. This is one of my favorite places to stay, first of all, because of the great south location that's very walkable. It is actually just south of the airport. And this particular unit is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath with a full kitchen. It is available on September 1st for rent. And you can either do a 6-month or a 1-year lease. And if you scan the QR code, you can check out a YouTube video for this particular unit along with the property. One of the best things about it is the fact that it's pet friendly and it's ground floor, so easy to take the dogs out. And of course, I love their pool. They have water aerobics, a gym, pickleball courts, and a bar and restaurant on site. Now, if you're a person who doesn't cook a lot at home because there's so many great restaurants in San Pedro, this one is a studio unit that might work perfectly for you. So it rents for $750 US a month plus utilities, and it's a ground floor unit that's available immediately. It does require a 1-year lease, and note that this one is in their new fleet building. Reach out if you're interested in any of these rentals and stay tuned to see the video on Placencia. Also, if you're looking for a place to stay and you love pets, consider Trusted House Sitters. That's what I'm doing right now, dog sitting Leo in a beautiful condo downtown Edmonton. Hope to see you in the next video.